whatever we think of the Chinese, they are building infrastructure in Jamaica that Britain chose not to build in 300 years. This is just a simple fact of it. They've just cut the travel time to Montego Bay in half, which obviously what that does for the Jamaican economy and Jamaican business. However, what was interesting talking to most of the Jamaicans I spoke to, in fact all of them, even the ones that had a problem with the Chinese relationship there, when I said, what is it the Chinese are doing that American capital or British capital or French capital is not doing? What are the specific negative things that the Chinese are doing? And no one could name anything. There are several projects that the Chinese have proposed in Jamaica that the Jamaican people said no to, the Jamaican government had to say no to. What was the Chinese response? Was it to send the CIA in? And was it to overthrow the Jamaican democracy? Was it to cut off aid to Jamaica? No. They said, okay, we proposed a business deal, you said no. Here's another one. Because if we've told them no for 3 or 4 things already, and they haven't murdered us or bombed us or overthrown, then clearly we can keep telling them no if we don't like something.
Well, if you said that you talked to people and no one could name anything they thought China was doing that was wrong, then I can only but imagine the people you talk with, right? I can only but imagine, because there are a lot of things China is doing that is wrong, and many people have noticed that. But that aside, China is doing a lot of infrastructure in Africa and in South America. That's a fact. And China has been a fair business partner. People do not understand how this superpower they work. People do not understand how they work. Since from ancient days, when any country became a superpower or when any territory became a superpower, what they did was colonize other countries or other territories along the way. It's not an American-only thing. It's the world as a whole. When Britain was the superpower, they colonized nearly half of the known world. When Rome was a superpower, they did the same thing. Even in Africa, you have ancient superpower like the Empire of Mali. They did the same thing. It's a human thing. So people should not just think that China would not colonize or would not invade or do not have aspirations of invading other countries because they haven't done that yet or because they haven't shown any sign of doing that. Just so you all know, China is building its military, okay? China is building more warships. China is expanding on its military. So somehow those things they are building will have to be used one way or the other. So it baffles me when I hear people talk naively. China hasn't done that yet, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be paying attention on what China is doing. That doesn't mean that there is no possibility that China can ever do that. It doesn't mean that. We have seen what the West have done in Africa. We have seen what the West have done in South America, like in Jamaica and Haiti. It is our responsibility to be paying attention to all these things. Like Prof. Lumumba has always said, if we are not careful, especially us in Africa, if we are not careful, we will become a China's Africa. If we are not careful, in 100 years from now, China would have become a superpower and China would have colonized Africa all over again. Not militarily, but economically. We have to be careful. We should not let what happened 60, 80, 100 years ago to happen again. We should not let our guards down. We must pay attention. Inasmuch as China is telling us they are fair and just and they just want to help us, we must all be wise and smart as to how we deal with them. But you guys out there, let us know your take on China's investment in Africa or around the world. Is it something that we shouldn't be concerned about? Is China really revealing its true self? And like most people have pointed, does China really have no intention of spreading out of their borders? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. And also, do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page, and most importantly, subscribe to this channel, because little bit of goodwill, like the way you're doing just now, help us a lot. And we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that. And like always, see you in the next one.